Hey there, lovely souls. Welcome to my channel, Magnetize Official. Your person is currently caught in an intense emotional storm, struggling with powerful feelings that they can no longer ignore. The weight of their choices, their patterns, and their mistakes has become inescapable. They now fully recognize that you've had enough of their inconsistency, enough of the push and pull dynamic, and enough of waiting for them to meet you where you deserve to be met. If you want to strengthen that connection, go ahead and like this video, write 777 in the comments, and join our beautiful community of conscious creators. What stings the most is the realization that you are no longer waiting. Instead of dwelling in the uncertainty of this connection, you've chosen to pour your energy into yourself, your career, your personal growth, and the life you are building on your own terms. This shift has left them shaken, more than they would ever admit. They were used to your presence, your patience, your unwavering love. Now, as they watch you reclaim your power, they are grappling with an unsettling truth. The connection they once took for granted is slipping through their fingers. A deep sense of possessiveness has always existed within them, even from the very beginning. It may not have always been obvious, but there were moments, subtle or not, where they tried to control the narrative, control your emotions, even control how you showed up in the world. In their mind, this was a way to keep you close, to secure their place in your life. But what they failed to realize is that love cannot thrive in control. It only withers. The more they tightened their grip, the more you felt suffocated. The more they tried to hold on, the more you pulled away. And now, as they sit with the consequences of their actions, regret is consuming them. They never meant to lose you, but their own fears, insecurities, and unresolved wounds created a situation where the love you so freely gave was met with resistance, confusion, and even self-sabotage. They didn't fully appreciate the rarity of your presence, until now. The realization that you are slipping away, not because of a lack of love, but because you refuse to be drained by a dynamic that no longer serves you, is hitting them hard. Every moment of silence between you two feels unbearable for them. It's not just about missing your voice or your presence. It's about the weight of knowing that their inaction, their inability to show up fully, may have cost them something irreplaceable, and now they're battling the fear that if they don't act soon, if they don't find the courage to step forward, to take accountability, to truly change, you will move on for good. This is their awakening. The question is, will they rise to meet you in this new chapter? Or will they allow their fear to keep them stuck in the past, watching you thrive from a distance? One thing is certain. You are no longer waiting for them to figure it out. You are stepping boldly into your own power, and that is the most magnetic energy of all. This fear is consuming them, pushing them into a restless state of anxiety and self-blame. Their mind is a battlefield, replaying the moments where they tried to hold on too tightly, only to realize that their grip was what pushed you away. The irony of it all is painful, and it weighs on them heavily. The possessiveness they once mistook for love now reveals itself as a destructive force, one that eroded the very foundation of what could have been a lasting, beautiful connection. As they sit with this truth, the clarity is undeniable. Love was never meant to be about control. A bond like the one they shared with you should have been built on trust, freedom, and mutual support, not restriction, fear, and the need to dominate. The realization stings, but it is awakening them to something profound. They see now that true love is about growth, about allowing each other the space to evolve, not forcing things into a mold dictated by fear. Their happiness should have never come at the cost of your well-being. and the fact that they once allowed it to is something they will never forgive themselves for. This period of silence between you both, though agonizing, has been necessary. It has forced them into deep self-reflection, peeling away their old patterns and forcing them to confront the truth. They cannot lose you. Not like this. The fear of losing you forever has now eclipsed every other fear they once had. The fear of change, of vulnerability, of letting go of control. None of it compares to the thought of you moving on, of you finding love, peace, and happiness in the arms of someone else while they remained stuck in their old ways. For the first time, they are no longer afraid to leave everything behind to win you back. The excuses, the ego, the self-imposed limitations, they are ready to cast it all aside. But they know that words will not be enough. Promises and apologies mean nothing if they are not backed by action. This time, they are not approaching you with the same old patterns. They are not coming to you with half-truths and empty reassurances. If they are to stand a chance at reclaiming what was lost, they must do so with a heart that is willing to love you in the way you deserve, with mutual respect, emotional depth, and an unwavering commitment to your happiness and freedom. Their journey has been one of upheaval, heartbreak, and transformation. They are not the same person who once let their insecurities dictate their actions. They are learning what it means to truly cherish someone, not by holding on too tightly, but by creating a space where love can flow freely. They want you to see this transformation, not because they demand another chance, but because they hope, deep in their soul, that you will feel the sincerity in their actions. This time, they don't just want you back. They want to build something real with you. A connection that honors both of your paths. A love that isn't just passionate, but peaceful. One that doesn't drain, but empowers. You are the only one they have ever truly loved in this way. And no matter how hard they try, they cannot shake that truth. For so long, they tried to suppress these emotions, pushing them deep within, hoping they would eventually fade. But the more they tried to ignore what they felt, the stronger it became. The truth is, not expressing their feelings has caused them more pain than they ever anticipated. Holding back has only led to an internal war, one they are now losing. Life without you has become unbearable, a relentless ache that no distraction can numb, no silence can soothe. They can no longer pretend. The walls they built, the distance they created, the coldness they showed. It was all a defense mechanism, an attempt to convince themselves that what you shared wasn't real. But they always knew the truth. They knew it in the way their heart raced when you were near, in the way their soul recognized yours long before their mind was ready to accept it. What you had was never an illusion. It was the most real, profound connection they had ever experienced. No matter how much they tried to rationalize or resist it, the bond between you is undeniable. It isn't just a fleeting attraction or a passing phase. It is something deeper, something eternal. There are moments when the intensity of their emotions becomes almost too much to bear. The longing for you, the yearning for your presence, the ache to simply be close to you. It consumes them. They catch themselves thinking about you at random moments, as if your energy is woven into their very being. Yet, paradoxically, this intensity also terrifies them. They have never felt anything so powerful, so raw, so completely out of their control. Every word you spoke, every glance you shared, every memory you created, it all lingers within them, triggering emotions they never thought they would have to confront. Sometimes they find themselves caught between two extremes, overwhelmed by the magnitude of their love for you, yet deeply comforted by the way you make them feel safe. You are the only person who has ever made them feel truly seen, truly understood. Even in the midst of their chaos, your presence brought them peace. But now, after walking away, that peace is gone. Their soul feels the emptiness of your absence, crying out for the love they once took for granted. The separation has been excruciating, like a wound that refuses to heal, a loss that weighs heavily on their spirit. A part of them is missing, and no matter where they go or what they do, they cannot find a way to fill that void. This journey of distance and longing has been just as difficult for them as it has been for you. They have been riding the waves of regret and realization, feeling the highs and lows, the moments of clarity and the moments of despair. There are days when the thought of you fills them with warmth, like a beacon of hope in the middle of their darkness. You have always been their inspiration, their guiding light, the force that encouraged them to become a better version of themselves. Even now, the memory of you pushes them to rise higher, to dream bigger, to believe in something greater than the limitations they once placed on themselves. In those moments, they feel nothing but gratitude, an overwhelming sense of love and appreciation for everything you are. But there are also days when these emotions bring them face to face with their deepest fears. The love they feel for you is so vast, so consuming, that it sometimes makes them question if they are even capable of holding it. Their insecurities whisper doubts into their mind, reminding them of their past mistakes, of all the ways they pushed you away. They struggle with the weight of their own contradictions, a battle between their desire to surrender to this love and the fear of losing themselves in it. This is their inner war, a constant battle between the light and the dark within them, a struggle to embrace love while fighting the fears that keep them shackled. And through it all, one truth remains. They cannot escape what they feel for you. No amount of denial, avoidance, or self-sabotage can change the fact that you are, and always have been, the one their soul longs for. Now, the question is, will they find the courage to face these emotions head-on? Will they allow themselves to fully embrace what their heart already knows? Or will they continue to fight against the very thing they have been searching for all along? One thing is certain, you have changed them forever. And no matter where this journey leads, they will never be the same again. This love, as beautiful and powerful as it is, stirs up emotions within them that are far from easy to handle. It taps into their deepest fears, insecurities, and anxieties, forcing them to confront what they've been avoiding for so long. They are fully aware of the mistakes they've made, the hurt they've caused by pushing you away, and the regret weighs heavily on their heart. They want you to know just how deeply sorry they are. Their actions weren't driven by a lack of love, but by fear and confusion. It was because they loved you so much that the thought of vulnerability felt like a burden too heavy to carry. The fear of losing you pushed them into shutting you out, and now they see that was their greatest mistake. By pushing you away, they only deepened the void that they feel inside. Being apart from you has given them the time and space to reflect on their actions and the depth of their feelings. They can no longer deny the truth of what they feel, what they've always felt. Their soul longs for your love, the deep connection you once shared. The time apart, though painful, has been necessary for their growth. It's been a journey of learning the importance of vulnerability, the power of being honest with themselves, and the necessity of facing their fears head-on. They hope, with all their heart, that you can understand where they're coming from and find it within yourself to forgive them. More than anything, they want to rekindle the love you once shared, rebuild the trust that was lost, and create a future where both of you can move forward together. You are their one true love, the person who completes them in ways they never knew were possible. There's not a day that goes by where their heart, their soul, everything inside them doesn't ache for you. This is their truth, and they can no longer keep it hidden. As they sit in quiet reflection, your partner is coming to terms with the kind of relationship they want with you, one that is healthy, loving, and grounded in trust. The memories of your time together weigh heavily on their heart. They can't shake the warmth of your laughter, the closeness you shared, and the bond that once felt unbreakable. Yet those same memories now bring sorrow as they face the distance that has grown between you. This longing has grown into an ache in their chest, a pain that's become nearly unbearable in the silence and the boundaries you've set. The space between you, though meant to protect both of you, has left them feeling isolated, disconnected, and desperate for a reconnection. They understand why the boundaries are necessary, but they also feel the emptiness that comes with them. They are torn between respecting your need for space and the overwhelming desire to bridge the gap and rebuild what you had. They yearn for the comfort of your presence again, the ease of communication, and the connection you once shared. They miss the spark that was always present when you were together, the laughter, the playful banter, the warmth in your eyes when you looked at each other. Your partner is now thinking about how best to approach you, wondering if a small, friendly gesture, perhaps even a bit of flirtation, could reopen the door to that spark. But as much as they long to reconnect, they're not quite ready to lay their heart completely bare. Their hesitation comes from fear and uncertainty, fear of being rejected or overwhelmed. They are cautious, unsure how to approach you in a way that feels comfortable for both of you. They're taking things slow, hoping to rebuild your connection step by step, so it doesn't feel too much too soon. This is their process, taking small steps toward vulnerability, toward healing, and toward creating something new with you. They are ready to show you their heart, but they need time to gather the courage to do so fully. They are doing the work, reflecting on the past, and trying to move forward with you in a way that feels right for both of you. Although this connection may feel distant right now, it holds the potential to transform into something real and tangible. The process of healing and growth takes time, and the universe operates on its own timeline. Your partner hopes that both of you can find peace in this journey, trusting that everything will unfold in its own perfect way, even if it's not happening right now. Despite the long separation between you, your partner's feelings for you have not diminished. If anything, their love and attraction for you have only deepened. The bond you share is enduring, one that goes beyond physical presence and remains alive in their heart. They hold on to this love with unwavering belief, knowing it is worth waiting for and nurturing, even from afar. Right now, your partner is focused on healing and working on themselves. They've recognized the importance of addressing their codependent tendencies, and they are doing the inner work to restore balance in their life. This healing process isn't just about emotional growth, it's also about financial stability. They understand that in order to truly thrive in any relationship, they must first be grounded in self-sufficiency and emotional wellness. They are building a strong foundation, brick by brick, so they can create a balanced life that is full of peace and self-love. In this time of self-reflection and growth, your partner is learning some profound lessons about love, boundaries, and personal responsibility. They are committed to becoming the best version of themselves, not just for their own well-being, but with the hope that one day they can share that new version with you. It's not an easy path for them, but they are determined to walk it, knowing that the effort will ultimately lead to something beautiful. As they move forward on this challenging journey, your partner holds on to the hope that you too are finding your way. They trust that in time, both of you will come into a place of personal fulfillment, stronger and more resilient than ever. Until the day you both meet again, they send you all their love and encouragement. They hope that you can find peace, joy, and growth in your own journey, just as they are striving to do on theirs. Your person was so caught up in playing games with you that they never anticipated the repercussions of their actions. Now they find themselves trapped in a relentless cycle of bad luck, all stemming from the hurt they caused you. Every wound they inflicted on your heart is now returning to them, and no matter how hard they try to escape it, they can't shake the weight of their own decisions. They're standing on the edge, overwhelmed by emotions they can no longer suppress. The truth they've been avoiding is starting to bubble to the surface, and they know it's time to face it. What they've kept hidden for so long, embarrassment, regret, sorrow, is now engulfing them, leaving them raw, vulnerable, and exposed. Your intuition was spot on all along. You knew, deep in your soul, that the pain they caused would eventually find its way back to them, whether in the form of bad luck or karma. And now that it has, you've moved forward with a sense of calm and inner peace, while they are drowning in emotional chaos. The contrast is undeniable. You have found a way to stay composed and unaffected, while they are being consumed by the very mess they created. This newfound peace within you is pushing them to the edge. They can't stop thinking about you, can't shake the haunting realization of what they've lost. With every passing moment, the gravity of their mistakes sinks deeper into their soul. They are consumed with misery, wishing they could turn back time and undo the hurt they caused you. If they could, they would erase every painful moment, every lie, every misstep. But the reality is, the consequences of their actions are irreversible. Without you, they feel powerless, heartbroken, and completely empty. They are finally realizing just how much you meant to them, even though they never fully admitted it at the time. They were so consumed with playing games, telling lies, and manipulating the situation that they never truly showed you your worth. And now they must live with the consequences of those choices, the haunting emptiness that comes from being without you. The memories of how they took you for granted now play on repeat in their mind, amplifying their regret and sorrow with every thought. They are beginning to grasp the magnitude of what they've lost, and this painful realization is slowly but surely consuming them. Despite everything that has happened, you need not worry. Justice is on your side. The universe is aligning things in your favor, honoring the good you've done and the purity of your heart through it all. You've stood strong in the face of betrayal and harshness, and now you're being blessed with peace, lightness, and contentment. The burdens that once weighed you down no longer have a hold on you. Instead, you've emerged as someone even stronger, braver, and more resilient than you were before. The challenges you faced were never in vain. They've shaped you into the empowered person you are now. While you've grown and evolved, they made the choice to walk away from the connection rather than confront the difficulties with honesty and accountability. At the time, it may have seemed easier for them to avoid confrontation, but now they see the cost of that decision. The easy path has only led them to regret, guilt, and an emptiness that they can't seem to escape. They believed they could sidestep the consequences by stepping away, but karma always finds its way. Now, they're feeling the weight of their actions, and it's a burden they can no longer ignore. Meanwhile, you continue to rise. You found the clarity and peace that they can only dream of. Your focus is no longer on the hurt they caused, but on building a life filled with joy, strength, and gratitude. The lessons you've learned along the way have fortified you, and that strength shines through you, creating a stark contrast between where you stand now and where they remain stuck. Their actions have left them isolated, wrestling with the truth they avoided for so long. They are beginning to see the magnitude of what they've lost, but it might already be too late. Their bad luck and emotional turmoil are reflections of the choices they made, while your brighter, lighter energy is a testament to your resilience, your goodness, and your unwavering faith in yourself. You've moved forward, embracing a future full of limitless possibilities, while they remain trapped in the past. Justice has been served, and balance has been restored. The lessons are clear, actions have consequences, but a pure heart will always prevail. I understand that you may be wondering how I feel about you, and I can't deny that these thoughts weigh heavily on my heart. For so long I stayed distant, and I know you've likely questioned why. It's not because I don't care, far from it. It's because I've struggled with the way others perceive our connection. The judgments, the whispers, and the silent opinions of those around us have created a heavy pressure I've had trouble navigating. Despite everything that has unfolded, rest assured, justice is working in your favor. The universe is orchestrating everything perfectly, honoring the goodness you've radiated and the purity of your heart through all of this. You've stood tall, unwavering, even in the face of betrayal and harshness. Now, you're being showered with peace, lightness, and a deep sense of contentment. The burdens that once held you down no longer have any power over you. Instead, you've emerged stronger, braver, and more resilient than you ever thought possible. All the challenges you faced weren't for nothing. They've sculpted you into the empowered individual you are today. As you've grown, evolved, and stepped into your true power, they made the decision to walk away from what could have been a beautiful connection, choosing avoidance over honesty and accountability. At the time, it might have seemed like the easier way out, but now they see the painful price of that choice. The path they thought would spare them has only led them to regret, guilt, and a hollow emptiness they can't escape. They thought they could dodge the consequences by walking away, but as we all know, karma has a way of catching up. Now, they're feeling the full weight of their actions, like a burden they can't outrun or ignore. But through all of this, you continue to rise. While they struggle with their own chaos, you've found the clarity and peace they can only dream of. Your focus is no longer consumed by the pain they caused. Instead, you're building a life filled with joy, strength, and deep gratitude. The lessons you've learned have only fortified you, and that strength radiates from you. It highlights the stark contrast between where you stand now, empowered and grounded, and where they remain, stuck in the past and trapped by their own choices. Their actions have isolated them, leaving them alone with the truth they've tried so hard to avoid. And now they are starting to see the depth of what they've lost. But for them, it may already be too late. Their bad luck, their emotional turmoil, it's all a reflection of the choices they made. Meanwhile, your energy shines brighter, lighter, a living testament to your resilience, your goodness, and your unwavering faith in yourself. You've moved on, embracing a future full of infinite possibilities, and they remain tethered to the past, unable to move forward. Justice has been served, and balance has been restored. The lessons here are crystal clear. Actions have consequences, but no matter what, a pure heart will always triumph in the end. I know you've been wondering how I feel about you, and I can't deny that these thoughts weigh heavily on my heart. For so long, I kept my distance, and I'm sure you've questioned why. It's not because I don't care, far from it. It's because I've struggled with the way others perceive our connection. The judgments, the whispers, and the silent opinions of those around us created a pressure I wasn't ready to face. I know I've hurt you, and it breaks my heart. I see the pain in your eyes, the wounds that still linger from my words, actions, and behavior. I've caused you mistrust, confusion, and sorrow, and I hate that I'm the reason for it. If I could take away the hurt, I would in a heartbeat. If I could undo all the damage I've caused, I wouldn't hesitate. But I also know that healing is a process, and trust isn't something that can be rebuilt in a moment. What I want more than anything is to be the person who helps you heal, not the one who keeps reopening old wounds. I want to prove to you that I can be better, that I can love you in the way you deserve to be loved. I know this message is coming from a place of vulnerability, and it's meant for those of us on the journey of love, especially in the early or middle phases of the twin flame experience. This path we're walking is not an easy one. It's filled with challenges, lessons, and doubts, but it's also filled with growth, love, and a bond that can't be easily explained. Even through all the struggles, I still believe that we're meant to find our way back to each other. Our connection is too deep to be broken by fear, doubt, or time. I may be waiting for a sign from you, but please know that my heart has always been yours, and it always will be. You are my star, my love, my everything. It hurts when you stop calling, when you stop texting, when you pull away. I feel lost, unsettled, as if the ground beneath me has shifted. And I know it's unfair for me to say that, especially because I've done the same to you. I didn't understand what it truly felt like until now, but I finally see it. I finally understand the pain of being ghosted, the emptiness, the hollow space where connection once was. I never thought much about the impact my actions had on you, but now, standing in the silence, it's all too clear. I feel as if I've switched places with you. I used to be the one who pulled away, who created the distance, who set the tone. Now, you've become the one who's reserved, who's focusing on your life, and it's painful to see. You seem unbothered by my absence, and it's unsettling in a way I never expected. Your indifference has thrown me into a whirlwind of overthinking. The irony isn't lost on me. The very behavior I used to show, the silence, the distance, the lack of care, has now been reflected back to me, and it stings more than I could have imagined. I see it now. I see how much I must have hurt you, and it's a hard lesson to learn. I was behaving out of fear and insecurity, and in doing so, I pushed you away. But now, with every moment of silence, I feel the weight of my actions. I feel the tug at my heart, reminding me of everything I've done, and how much I regret it. Please know that just because I haven't always expressed myself, it doesn't mean I don't care. I've learned the hard way that actions speak louder than words, and I know that my actions haven't always been what they should have been. I want to change that. I want to show you that I'm ready to give more attention, more effort, more love. I don't want to keep repeating the same mistakes. I want to show you that I'm committed to doing better, for you and for us. I'm sorry for everything. I want to share something special with you. If you feel inspired, please consider donating to help express your feelings through this video. By contributing, you not only support your journey toward finding your ideal life partner, but also make a significant impact in the lives of others. With just a few clicks, you can help change lives. 70% of all donations will go directly to providing food for underprivileged children and education for orphans. You can donate through the link provided or use the Super Thanks feature. Let's make a difference together. Donate today. Click the Join button to explore the membership options and see what exciting benefits await you. By joining, you'll get exclusive perks, behind-the-scenes content, and special access to our community. It's a fantastic way to support the channel and get even more out of your experience with us. If this video resonated with you and you crave more, interact with the content, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Magnetize Official. Share these words with anyone who might find comfort and inspiration.